Harry Harlow, brilliant psychologist or crazed torturer. I'm Benedict Weaver, an animal rights activist, and I'm going to find out once and for all what Harlow has been up to in his top secret lab with a terrifying amount of baby monkeys and a bunch of inappropriately named lab equipment. It doesn't look too good. The plan is for me to infiltrate Harlow's lab at the University of Wisconsin as a lab assistant to see what I can learn and try and get some rare, unseen footage of his experiment. First, I'm going to need an undercover identity. Fortunately, I've got some connections with the basketball team at the university, and they're going along with the idea that I'm a highly sought-after basketball recruit who's majoring in psychology. Thankfully, the university doesn't technically know that I'm here, so I don't have to worry about the small details like paying tuition. Well, I have a big day tomorrow. Trying to expose one of the most influential psychologists of our time is tiring work. Better get a good night's rest.
Assistance. The next step in my cruel yet necessary series of attachment experiments is one that is very personal to my own condition. Whoops! Didn't mean to say that out loud. We will be producing animal depression in rhesus monkeys by putting them in a well of despair and see if this causes permanent psychological damage.
Sorry I'm late.
Who are you?
I'm Bobby Mansteele. I'm a transfer here with the basketball team. I was really interested in the work you're doing in psychology, and I'm hoping I could be your lab assistant.
A basketball player, you said? I didn't know we needed any players under 6 foot. Well, so like I was saying, this experiment will produce depression in monkeys, and I'd like to see how we can help these monkeys with the depression. So I'd like you to monitor the effects on this monkey over the next month.
Woo! I just put a monkey into the pit of despair to try and produce depression in the monkey. I will have to observe the monkey until it displays depression while it has no contact with the outside world.
It's horrible. The monkeys, they're beginning to express these weird characteristics. They're beginning to cut, scratch themselves, and self-soothe.
Well, we need to do something to help them then. Let's pull them out of the pit. We'll pair a damaged monkey with one that hasn't been isolated and see if they're compatible. Well, that won't do it all. It's a good thing humans aren't anything like monkeys, or else someone with depression might show some of these same unpleasant characteristics. After much experimentation isolating baby rhesus monkeys, we finally have conclusive data showing that after 6 months, they have been permanently damaged and can no longer be rehabilitated. The obvious next step is to test just how strong a child's bond with its mother is. I've designed the Iron Maiden experiments. I've always had a flair for the dramatic. These will test how many times it takes a baby to be rejected by its mother until it stops coming back to her. Mansteele, I'd like you to count how many times it takes until the baby stops coming back to its mother. I'm gonna go see if my wife still hates me. Let me know your results.
This is an example of the heartless behavior that was said about Harry Harlow. You see a baby monkey keep trying to cling to its surrogate mother, but is ejected off by some means. These devices are called Iron Maidens, which would be a great band name. And they're violent, and those baby monkeys won't stop trying to cling, no matter how many times they've been thrown off. After watching for close to 40 hours, this must stop.
Hey there, my trusty assistant. What have you observed from my Iron Maiden experiments?
I can't do this. I can't watch this torture. What you're doing. I heard things, but I never suspected anything this disgusting.
Suspected? Who are you?
I'm Benedict Weaver. I'm an animal rights activist.
Animal rights? What are those?
It's not important, but I have enough evidence to take you to court.
Ha! You may have compelling evidence, but there are no laws protecting animals.
There will be when I'm through with you.
The court is gathered here today to rule whether the actions performed by Dr. Harrison Harlow in his experiments on rhesus monkeys deserve any criminal punishment. Thanks to Mr. Weaver over here, we have the footage of these experiments. Mr. Weaver, do you have anything else to say?
Your Honor, I believe the footage clearly shows that the experiments were torture, and I believe he should be punished fully.
Thank you, Mr. Weaver. Dr. Harlow, do you have anything to say in your defense?
Your Honor, I would like to kindly remind you that there are no existing laws prohibiting physically distressful experiments on animals. Therefore, I cannot go to jail for an action that does not violate any laws.
Thank you, Doctor. We will now adjourn and wait for the jury's final decision. The jury has reached a conclusion. Unfortunately for those monkeys, Dr. Harlow has a point. There are no laws protecting them today. And since there are no laws protecting them, he is not guilty.
You know, Weaver, maybe there is something to this animal rights nonsense. I I do feel kind of bad for how I treated those baby monkeys.
That's all I wanted to hear. Thank you.
Although his contributions to our understanding of attachment in monkeys and humans were great, he felt enormous guilt for the torture he subjected the monkeys to. Harry was treated with electroconvulsive therapy for his depression after his second wife died. Harry Harlow died on December 6, 1981, of Parkinson's disease. Fortunately, animal protection laws were passed and animal rights activist groups were formed after the public learned of Harlow's controversial research. Without him, we wouldn't know how important a mother's touch and interaction with her child is. Also, his experiments helped create awareness for protecting animals, which has shaped our society today. These adorable animals you see today could have been abused by gruesome lab experiments if not for the laws created in response to Harlow's work.